Hello class, Professor Josiah here, again, with Brother Josh to supervise this experiment.
Hey guys!
And we are now on day 5.
Boo!
I know, I wish I could present to you more experiments, but this is now day 5. And this experiment is called salty or fresh.
Ooh.
What floats in salty versus fresh water? So these are the materials that Professor Josiah says you will need. You'll need 2 cups. I have here my 2 cups. And you're going to need a Sharpie marker. And you're going to need some salt. And rubber bands. Alright, you can make a chart on your own by getting a piece of paper or anything. And make a chart about salt water and fresh water and the items you have. And see which one of those items float in salt water or fresh water. Now, you can get your items, your rubber bands or your paper clips or pretty much anything, even your Sharpie marker.
I'm excited!
Now let's see if this rubber band will float in fresh water.
I got the paper clip, guys.
Oh yeah. Now let's put your
You
rubber
go first.
bands-
You go first.
Let's put your rubber band into the fresh water. Do it together with me. 1, 2, 3. And Brother Josh also put in a paper clip.
There's nothing.
Oh look, the rubber band floats on fresh water, but the paper clip sinks. How does that even work?
Why is that?
Well, it turns out the rubber band is less dense than paper clips. Now, let's try the same items with salt water.
I'm gonna go with green this time.
Alright, so let's do this together. 1,
Salt water,
2,
here we come!
3.
Go! Is it floating?
The rubber band is floating, but the paper clip,
Somewhat floating.
maybe if it doesn't stick against the wall, then it might float.
Oh, I think it's going higher, don't you think?
I don't think so. Let's try another paper clip.
Let's try another one.
And make sure it doesn't lean against the wall, the cup.
Attempt number 2.
And it turns out paper clips sink in salt water. So it looks like paper clips are heavier than salt water.
You got that right.
Now, with your chart, think about which items float and sink. Now, of course, you may have made predictions before you attempted to put your items into your cups of water. And how many of those questions did you think were correct? How many did you think your predictions were right? Or how many of those things did you predict correctly? Asking questions about what floats in fresh water or salt water is so much fun, and it's easy to find answers. Sometimes though, we ask questions about life and why things happen, and those questions aren't so easy to answer. However, the Bible makes it clear that God is bigger than our unanswered questions, and we can trust that He is always good and wise.
Got that right.
Even though we may not get our questions answered on this side of heaven. So next time you go swimming in a lake, pond, or ocean, remember that the God who is powerful enough to create the water is also loving and kind to you. You can trust Him. It's easier to make the salt water in big quantities. Add 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt for each 3/4 cup of water boiled. The easiest way to cut apples, if you're going to use apples for this experiment, just slice into 8 wedges, then cut into 8 slices, 4 pieces. So you have 32 species of apple slices. Although most items can't be reused for each rotation of kids, you'll want fresh toasted cereal pieces and apples for each rotation if you're going to use cereal pieces or apple slices. And you'll also want some extra hard-boiled eggs in case they need crack.
All this food is making me hungry.
Oh yeah, I'm actually getting hungry too. But again, those are just random items. You can use any item you want. It could be food, it could be rubber bands, paper clips, Sharpie markers, anything. And a science word that was introduced today is dense. And recall the word density that I showed you in the pressure formula from that pressure experiment. Well, that concludes our final experiment.
Oh.
But don't worry, like I said in the beginning of this video, there are millions of other experiments that you can try out on your own. And remember what I said on the first day. You can do these experiments not only correctly, but also safely. And please, when you do these experiments, do them safely and with adult supervision, unless you actually know how to do the experiments on your own. Well, it's time to say goodbye. But always remember how science experiments show God's creation of science. And before I forget, I'm Professor Josiah, and that is Brother Josh.
Bye, guys. Hope to see you soon.
We'll see you again in the next set of science experiments.